Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt. And one of the interesting things that happens every time a brand new exclusive game is released, right? The company that releases it tends to publish numbers in order to showcase how popular the game is, how many units have been sold, and more importantly, how many consoles have been sold. And right now, the Xbox One desperately needs to start catching up to Sony. And it has, for all intents and purposes, if you look at the numbers for the month of October, it was the highest selling console. This was probably in part due to the fact that the PS4 and the Xbox One themselves are now 2 years old, and Sony doesn't really have any real good exclusives coming for the time being. And it's Halo 5, right? Halo 5 obviously is going to be pushing a large number of units. Now, just how many units of Xbox One were moved by Halo 5? Well, according to Twitter user ZHugeEX, it approximately breaks down to about 305,000 units. And this was consoles that were sold for Halo 5 directly. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. That's pretty good, right? Well, not so much. Okay, so if you look at the exact time that the Xbox One has been out in relation to how long the Xbox 360 had been out at this exact time in its lifespan, from November 2005 to September 2007, which is when the release of Halo 3 happened. Basically, they're saying that Halo 3 had moved about 527,800 consoles, okay, in that between August and September of that year. All right, so that's a lot of fucking consoles for Halo 3 because, let's face it, it was the first Halo game on the Xbox 360. The Red Ring of Death had been having some problems. It was obviously going to be a big push for the console. Well, then you get Halo Reach, and that pushes 483,989 consoles in the month of its release in 2010. So 3 years later, bam, another 500,000 consoles in that month. But then, oh my God, the biggest kicker of them all, Halo 4 came out and pushed 1.26 million consoles in that first month. 1.26 million consoles to 305,000. That is nearly a million above it. Now, why did this happen? Right? Why did this happen? Well, right now our gaming climate obviously is very crowded between handheld, mobile, consoles, PC, everything else in between. Moving something like Halo shouldn't seem like a chore, but I think that with the release of Halo the Master Chief Collection last year, how much that had hurt sales, because let's face it, a lot of people picked up the Halo Master Chief Edition of the Xbox One only to get it and realize, wait a minute, the netcode is fucked. It barely works. I can't play this thing. I mean, I even picked it up back in April and still had connectivity issues, and that was over 6 months after its release. So there are problems with that, and I think that is one of the things that led to the 305,000 console moved mark that Halo 5 put out there. Now, it's not to say that Halo 5 in and of itself wasn't a success upon its release. It was. But when you're looking at trying to regain some footing in the console climate, and this is what happens, it's just fucked, right? Here's the worst part. Here is the absolute worst part. Titanfall, by comparison, moved 311,000 Xbox One units in the game's release month of March 2014. Now, granted, that was one of the first games to come out for the Xbox One. It was a big pushed game, really hyped up everything. But still, it still beat out Halo 5. That's sad. And this is something I think Microsoft needs to really work on if they want to continue forward with the Halo franchise. It's a huge franchise. It's a beloved franchise. Halo 5, to a lot of people, doesn't feel like Halo. The multiplayer is aimed more at esports than it is for standard deathmatch. Elements of the game feel rushed. The single-player campaign is getting about as shit on as Halo 2 was. And, I think they really need to take it back to the drawing board and focus more on where to take this in the future, because 305,000 units for a game of this release, I mean, granted, coming up against Fallout 4, Black Ops 3, Star Wars Battlefront, it should have done more. It's fucking Halo. It's a 14-year-old staple of awesome gaming in the industry. But I guess time will tell on this one. And it's kind of sad that this is how far the Halo franchise has come under the current leadership of 343 Industries. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, please remember to thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share it around, and if you like what I do here, please consider supporting my channel in other ways. Links below in the video description. Thank you guys again, have yourself a great day, and peace out.